Many believe the Omicron variant of COVID produces milder symptoms, but nationwide, pediatricians have noticed a spike in cases of croup since Omicron emerged. Doctors expect those cases to rise because right now there are close to 4 million cases of COVID in our children. Dr. Brandi Freeman is an assistant professor of pediatrics at the University of Colorado School of Medicine. She joins us from Denver this morning. Doctor, thanks for being with us. For parents, what are some of the signs that your child may have croup?
So, croup is, I think, something that's often pretty scary for parents because of the sound that children make. Often a very deep, barky cough. Kind of sounds like a seal, is how we describe it. And then often, children can have a sound that is when they breathe, that is kind of a whistling or deep sound that is really a sign of them having a struggle to get a breath in.
Dr. Freeman, I was in the Midwest over the weekend, and I was astounded. That might be the word that I would use. In the dialogue that I had with people with regards to COVID and their denialism about what we don't know about this particular disease, this particular virus, how many different manifestations do we are we still learning about COVID? It seems like every day there's something new. Brain fog, concerns about long haul COVID, and now croup in children.
Yes, I think that's one of the hardest things about this pandemic. Um, Everyone is learning together. So with each mutation, there's something new that we're learning about the science, about the impact that COVID can have on a person, on a child. And so I know it's really hard for people to process. Why don't we have all the answers? I think the one thing is we're doing the best that we can. We know things that do work. We know that wearing a mask and keeping socially distanced and washing our hands helps prevent the spread of COVID-19. Um, and with each different mutation, we've got to recognize that until we stop the spread, we're not going to be able to figure out everything about it.
Dr. Freeman, how concerned are you that with 4 million children now infected with COVID, that we are going to see an increase in the cases of croup? And how concerned should parents be if their children get it?
I'm very concerned. I can say in my practice, I have seen an increased number of children with croup. I've been giving out steroids to children. I've had children admitted to the hospital with croup. I think we should be very concerned. If your child is having trouble breathing or having symptoms that sound like croup, that's when you're going to need to reach out to your doctor. So, calling your primary care doctor, if they're having a lot of trouble, taking them to the hospital and making sure they get the care that they need. And I think we'll be able to get through this, but we do need to be cautious.
We talked early on in the pandemic about protecting the oldest among us. With regards to children in croup, based on your practice, where are they getting it from? Are they getting it from other children, or are they getting it from stubborn adults who don't want to do the right thing and protect their children?
I think it's likely a combination. So, still we are not able to vaccinate children under the age of 5. And so it could be the spread from other children. But we know one of the things that can protect children is that all of the adults who are eligible to be vaccinated around them to be vaccinated to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And so when we're seeing croup, when we're seeing the Omicron variant in children, it's hard for us to pinpoint exactly who they got it from, but it's likely those who are unvaccinated who are spreading this to these children.
While I've got you here, Pfizer announcing over the weekend that they were not going to continue, or at least not going to ask for FDA approval for the vaccine for children 6 months to 5 years of age. How did that affect you? What is your thought about it? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Because I know that both of us are watching out for small kids.
Yeah. So I think that was one thing where I had some personal disappointment. I think we were really excited about the opportunity to possibly vaccinate children under the age of 5. But I think looking at what they reported, looking at the science, it was the right thing to do. The information that they had available told us it wasn't going to be the right time, that they needed to continue the study. And so while we aren't able to vaccinate at this point in time, I think from a scientific standpoint, they were doing what was safest, they were doing what was right, and are going to get us the information we need to be able to keep these children safe. And in the meantime, we need to do what we already know. So wash our hands, mask, and stay away as much as we can.
Got 10 seconds. For all those parents wondering, how long might they still have to wait?
That's a really hard question. I think, we can get back to where we want to go, doing what we know we need to do. So it could be months, but we could also get to a point where we could stop it before by doing the things that we know, vaccinating, washing our
Yeah.
hands, and uh, yeah, yeah. So
Dr.
one
Brandi
day we will
Freeman
get there.
from the University of Colorado. We'll get there sooner or later. Dr. Freeman, thanks for being with us.